In the year 750, a revolutionary faction known as the Abbasids executed a systematic purge across the Middle East. Their objective was the total extermination of the ruling Umayyad family. This was a hostile takeover of the most powerful empire on the planet. The Umayyad Caliphate spanned from India to Europe, and in a matter of days, its capital was reduced to a killing floor. Slipping out through the chaos is 20-year-old Prince al-Rahman, dressed as a common merchant. He flees the burning city alongside his brother Yahya and a loyal freedman named Bedre. Every soldier in the caliphate is hunting for al-Rahman, the final living Umayyad heir. The Abbasid cavalry eventually corners them. With heavy armor closing in, the three fugitives plunge into the freezing, rapid currents of the Euphrates River. The soldiers stop at the edge, knowing the men might drown before they can be captured. The Abbasid hunters shout across the river, promising amnesty and safe return if they surrender. Yahya, exhausted and struggling against the current, believes the lie and steps onto the riverbank, and is executed instantly. al-Rahman watches from the water, forced to keep swimming. Pulling himself onto the far shore, al-Rahman is entirely stripped of his past. The royal family is dead, and he is completely isolated in hostile territory. To survive, he begins a 5,000-kilometer evasion across North Africa. For the next 5 years, he moves quietly through the desert, constantly dodging Abbasid skies and local warlords eager to collect the bounty on his head. Death is a daily threat. During one stay in a tribal camp, a regional governor sends assassins in the dead of night. al-Rahman survives only by hiding beneath the personal belongings of a local chieftain's wife. Running is not a sustainable strategy, so al-Rahman pivots. He begins systematically leveraging his mother's Berber heritage, trading his royal name for a series of shifting tribal alliances and sanctuary. He finally hits the Atlantic Ocean. He has marched to the absolute western edge of the continent. There is nowhere left to run. 5 years of evasion stripped away his royal entitlement. He reaches the Atlantic coast as a veteran of the desert, having traded his name for a hidden network of tribal favors and safe houses. He looks across the strait to Al-Andalus, modern-day Spain. The province is tearing itself apart in a civil war, currently held by a widely despised governor named Yusuf al-Fikri. Yusuf tries to buy the prince off, offering a political marriage to keep him out of the conflict. al-Rahman rejects the bribe, crosses the sea, and rallies an insurgency as 3,000 Umayyad loyalists and local rebels. The numbers quickly catch up to him outside the city of Cordoba. His exhausted, undersupplied force is met by Yusuf's army of 10,000 heavily armored troops. Both sides set up camp to rest before the battle. But Abd al-Rahman knows how vulnerable sleeping men are. He launches a midnight raid, completely bypassing the sleeping soldiers to forcefully torch Yusuf's supply lines and command posts. The calculated strike destroys the enemy's psychological resolve. By dawn, Yusuf's massive army is disorganized, sleep-deprived, and utterly broken. Abd al-Rahman's vastly outnumbered insurgents rout them entirely. Abd al-Rahman rides into Cordoba to claim his throne, assuming absolute control over the city that represents his new, independent empire. By establishing the Emirate of Cordoba, he tears the entire Iberian Peninsula away from the Abbasids. For the first time, the Islamic world is permanently fractured. He secures his borders with an independent administration, minting this gold coin to detach his new economy from the markets of Baghdad. His ultimate revenge was never marching back to Damascus to fight the men who killed his family. Instead, he drew a hard line on the map, legally and geographically denying them the absolute global control they thought they had secured. Abd al-Rahman laid the groundwork for the Islamic Golden Age in Europe, bringing advanced irrigation, mathematics, and architecture. While Northern Europe struggled through the early Middle Ages, Cordoba expanded into a beacon of wealth, science, and trade. History remembers him today as a master of statecraft, immortalized on the very coastline where he first arrived with nothing. Hunted by the most powerful military on the planet, a single survivor of a murdered dynasty crossed an entire continent and built an enduring world power of his own.